So oftentimes when God calls us to something, he'll put us through a bit of a refining fire or humbling process first. I know from experience, but there's a preparation God does of sorts. And I think about the story of David, King David. He was anointed king, and then he doesn't become king until after he's literally running for his life from Saul, hiding in caves, a hot mess before he becomes king. And David must have been like scratching his head thinking like, how exactly is this part of God's plan? But God was preparing him the entire time to become king. And then I think about the story of Peter, and it's honestly one of my favorite stories because I think we can all relate to it on some level. He was so overconfident, so zealous, so sure of himself that God had to whittle him down a bit in order to use him. So listen to the contrast here. Jesus is asking his disciples in Matthew 16. He says, "Who do people say the Son of Man is?" And Peter goes, "You're the Messiah, the Son of the living God." I mean, Peter knew that he knew that Jesus was the Messiah. And Jesus follows that up and tells Peter, "On this rock, on you, Peter, I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it." I mean, talk about a confidence booster from Jesus. And then fast forward and listen to the confidence when Peter straight up tells Jesus in Matthew 26, he goes, "Even if all fall away on account of you, I never will." And I think God knows that the thing that we think we would never do, or that would never happen to us, or the sin that we think we're somehow immune to, is going to be the thing that God is going to use to test us, refine us, or Satan is going to try and go after us in it. And we have to be on our guard. Because right after Peter says this, Jesus tells Peter, "Truly, I tell you, this very night before the rooster crows, you will disown me 3 times. And sure enough, the Jesus that Peter boldly declared was the Messiah, the Son of God, all of a sudden is just reduced to a mere man. Because people-pleasing, the fear of man, gets thrown into the mix. And Jesus is arrested, and Peter denies Jesus 3 times, saying, "I don't know the man, not the Messiah, not the Son of God, the man." But Jesus knew. He knew that in order for Peter to truly be the rock on which he built the church, he had to destroy the foundation Peter had been relying on over Jesus. Jesus knew Peter had to confront and then grieve his own insufficiency, his fears, his doubts, his people-pleasing. Peter had to replace his ego with humility so that Christ could be his sure foundation, so that he could become a sure foundation for the church. So I think the big takeaway for this is be on your guard. The thing that you think you're never going to do may be the area that God is going to test and refine you and humble you in. And be diligent with the Lord. And also recognize that God is using those things to prepare you for a greater calling. So don't stay stuck once you mess up, or once you fall, or once you reject, or doubt, or whatever it is. Don't let that be the place where your story ends with Jesus, where you stop. Jesus told Peter, "Satan has asked to sift you like wheat, but I have prayed for you, Simon, that your faith may not fail. And when you have turned back, not if, when you have turned back, strengthen your brothers." Jesus knew he was going to fall away, and he needed to fall away. Let what humbles you cause you to turn back toward Jesus and not away from him. It's when you turn back to Jesus that he uses us in ways that we could only imagine.